Well, we'll see how many people jump on today. Just a little pop-up live to show you what's been happening on the oldie layout. Turn that around a bit. So we've got all the lights on today. All the lights on. Actual fact, I'll move you. Hello, Scott. I didn't know if you were going to go live today or not, so. Yep, yeah. Flash new haircut today. Very swish. Oh yeah, just mucking around. I was taking the old corn syrup cars over there before, so that's going to turn out to be quite good once I get the bits and pieces in there. We'll go over there and have a little look around. Better. No one wants to do no emergency contacts, do they? We're going to pick up some little tank cars. In actual fact, I'll bring you over. So you can see, oh no, I'm charging up the old phone. See who's popped in. One person watching, that must be Scott. Wow. So you can sort of see the full length of that new extension bit now. So it's lights and bits and pieces. I reckon it looks quite good. I just want to test something at the moment. Yeah, probably 4 cars would go into there, but see. Alright, let's come back to the yard. See who's popped into the old live. I'll start bringing them back. I'll look at this chat. Oh no, I won't, not with that finger. Hey Jeff, how are you? Hey Klondike, how are you? Just like a little pop-up live, just because I haven't done one in a long time. So the new extension bit over the far side there, where the trailers and the trucks and stuff are over the corner there. You might be able to see it. I've just got my phone on charge. It's all. It's going to be like a corn syrup tank transfer facility over there. And as we're coming around the corner, there's a siding. They're about to come by. I'm not too sure how long that will be. It depends on how big these buildings are going to be, or how big the facility I'm going to make is. So we'll just bring some of these back around to Scott Street Yard. We're coming through Main Street at the moment. Oh, good on you, Jeff. Yeah, the lighting I use is just the 2 ring lights there. And then inside the interior here I got, hey Randall, I've just got the LED strip lights inside the interior area here. And behind me, when we come into the Scott Street Yard here, I'll spin you around. I've just got that ring light there as well. So, pretty basic really. So I'm just testing a couple of things out with bits and pieces, so just testing if I can actually on them. So yeah, I haven't done a live in a long time, so my original viewers and subscribers will realise that this section here, Short Street Yard with Lorna Foods, used to be on the end over there, and then I just decided that I'd add a little industry with the tank cars, because I've got so many tank cars, it's just like filling up drawers and space and things like that. So I picked up a box car there. Oh, I'll spin you around. Now we're over in Scott Street Yard here. So I picked up a box car from Willowcreek Foods. So we'll pull them out of the Willowcreek Foods area and take them across to put them into the interchange, and we'll go from there. And then we'll take our corn syrup tank cars back. So I'll spin you around, and we've got the old steel supplier in there with its bulkhead flat car in there. So if you've got any questions about the layout, now's the time to ask them. I find it sometimes better to do a live and answer the questions and try and do a video of certain areas. Behind me, I've still haven't put up the AIM sand and gravel module yet, which is across the door. Just for the purpose of this, we'll do it this way. So we'll drop him off at the interchange. And stop there. Now all my tank cars have got the shelf couplers. So if you've got shelf couplers on your stuff, you understand that it's can be quite frustrating. That's a closer look of the old plant there. I'll spin you back around. Spin the camera around. 5 people watching and 2 likes. That's all good. So we'll head back over the far side there. So yes, it's a reasonably large layout. Well, it is now, but it's all just straight DC. I've just made like a little tether thing for my controller. Could be easily I suppose it could be easily done DCC, but it's just like, oh, not at this stage. So we're just coming on to the new section now. The big curve, which turned out to be turned out quite good actually, quite reliable. But working out, you know, the best way of doing the bench work and stuff, and it's actually sitting on piano stand, keyboard stand. Same with the other side, it's a keyboard stand as well. So it's very sort of user friendly. So we're coming into over to the in front of Lorna Foods there, which is like a back shunt there. The centre track in Short Street Yard is for, goes going to be for this corn syrup place, so we'll go a bit further. Obviously I've still got a lot of work to do in that area, or a lot of work doing all the areas in the layout. All stuff in there. We'll go flip the point. All back in. And here's the module here for the aim, sand and gravel, so we'll just back them up into the siding there. And we'll stop and see if anybody's got any questions. There we go. So all the back seam here is going to be painted black, just like that one, just like everything else. Wrap him over and we'll bring him back to the yard, to Scott Street Yard, and we'll have a little look, see who's out and about. Righty-ho, chat, that's me. Cancel. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, so it's got a few. It's been like I've been looking through my photos and stuff like that, and it's progressed quite well. The railway, so bringing the old loco into Scott Street now. I'm gonna probably go over there. I'll just give him a bit of speed, so I'm going to show you. If anybody wants any sort of, you know, special look at it. How you going, Mystic? If anybody wants a special look at any of the other bits and pieces on the layout, just let me know and I can unplug my phone. Actually, I'll do that now. I'll park him up. Unplug this. Hoo-ha. Let's go for a look-see, eh? Right, now you might get a better idea instead of being halfway across the room, literally. So here's the original Short Street Yard, Lorna Foods. So you can sort of see, you know, the old translo facility and stuff like that. It's just a ring light. And then on a piano stand, like I was saying before. All the modules are joined together with a dowel and a hole system. And then it's just clamped for pure, you know, just to hold them together as for security. And then it's just rail joiners are providing the contact between the modules. And I've got some feeders and bits and pieces there. But in this area here, I'll put in a bit of an abandoned track just to make that look a little bit more believable. The back seam's obviously 205mm high. Don't ask me how I know that. And then these, this here's, I think that's about 130mm. So it's not exactly, and that from there over to there's 1200, and from the corner to that joint is 800, just over 800. So you sort of get an idea of what it's the size it's going to be. Hopefully, I can get that corn syrup facility to go and sit in there with the tanks and stuff. So the tanks will go, well, the unloading rack will go in there. And then I might have to orientate the building a little bit differently to to what it is in the kit to fit it in there. Like I was saying, this track here, not attached, so I might be able to put like a warehouse or something in there. Really, it's just an off spot. So, and I wanted to put a road across there, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, pretty simple wiring. So it's very reliable. Hasn't, you know, you got to, you know, clean the track every now and again, but it's pretty good. Yeah, the joins and the baseboard, it's just like I said, just clamp it together. And that too is on a piano stand, so it makes it a nice height to work on and things like that. This little section here is the Ames sand and gravel, which goes onto the end of the Scott Street yard, so you can sort of see the crossover there and then the area into the gravel plant itself. So very rarely do I put that up. If I was going to do a full operating session and I needed to run around, I'd put it up, but it's either going to be up or with the door. It can be worked with the door open or door closed, because if the door opens, a little kitten gets in here and starts causing mayhem. So, and if the door closed, he sits out there and cries, so he just sits there for a wee bit. But so I'll move you around. Some people might have seen this, some people might not have. You know, nothing's changed in the area there. It still looks, hang on, wait, yeah, it still looks really blue in there, but it's not really. Yep, yeah. Hey Elmar, yeah, it's going to be good for switching in there, Mystic. Purely because I don't want to make it like too busy, and I had an idea in my mind about what I wanted to do and the wagons I wanted to use in there, and I resisted the urge of making it you know, I'll stand up now, making it all look too busy. Yeah, I could probably put a baby gate across the door or something up, like a get Amy to make a thing, like a curtain thing. But yeah, you can sort of see the big curve that I call it. It looks reasonably sharp, but the centre beams do go around it. And you know, I've been watching industrial switching on YouTube and bits and pieces, and you know, some of those tracks, that's probably not as sharp as some of those tracks in real life. So hey, it works fine. And then I'll sit back down and yeah, and then we just got not much has happened in here. Keep saying I'll switch stuff out every now and again. Over here I've got a tank car, and obviously, and then just a box car in there. And then we go around to the Scott Street yard, where it all happens, I suppose. And we got the end bit over here. That's where the Ames sand and gravel attaches to. In actual fact, oh, put you there, and let's see. Danger. Make sure. First things first, get that a clamp up. Yeah, mate. Here we go. And then it's just a matter of sliding the rail joiners on. And away you go. So it's that simple. It is that simple. God, my camera's all on the bloody thing. It is a bit dark down there, so I'll spin that around so you can sort of see what's down there. And then I've got a box of. Now I did do a series on all the different industries, and this was the last industry I was going to do, but I never did do it. So you're in for a treat today. You're in for a treat. So let's put a little bowling on. Around about there. They've all got like little spigots and stuff. I think I mentioned that a wee while ago. They all just he says as he forgets what one goes where. That goes in there. A little shed. I know goes there. That one goes there. That one goes there. These are just the I scratch built those, just the interlocking like Lego block walls. You sort of see at a quarry or some such thing. The one goes there. Another one goes there. And you guessed it, the big one. In there. Okay. The little one goes in there. Okay. All set up. So that's it all set up now. Yeah, no, we won't be getting to the extent of the full-blown switching operation. Now I've got it all set up. But I'll take you on a little journey over there. So here it is. So like I was saying before, that's the runaround. I probably don't have to tell you guys any of this stuff. You sort of see what I sort of mean. And then the little facility, I guess you could call it. So that's a modified Withers aggregate bin with some modern fire escapes up the side. The top chute there, I scratch built all that. The receiving chute. The little hut is a faller or Kibri kit. Another really nice. The bottom comes off that if I ever wanted to put interior in it. The hopper bins there, they're all scratch built. The bearing housings are all scratch built. That hopper's all scratch built. The conveyors are the ones that come in the kit. No, I think they're just the conveyor kit. I don't know. I don't think they're the modern ones. But you can sort of see in there I modified it by putting some rollers in there, imitation rollers, even though you only see the outside of it. And then the belt is actually just 0.25 styrene. So that gives you a sort of a better look in there. I have been asked how does that bin get filled, but you sort of got to use your imagination that the loader will come in and dump in there and it'll go up into the bins. Only thing I'm not happy with is this little area here. What I might do or intend to do is bring that along there to there, just to fill in that little gap and put some concrete jersey barriers or something there. And I had the an area designed for like a portaloo, and I've got pipes and stuff I want to put in that area, like a little construction area. So that's one area I didn't really sort of think about when I was making it, which is a bit silly. Hey Jason, how are you? So I will either I'll come from the corner to there or straight out into there. And it'll be pretty easy to fix all that up. Portaloo's like a 3D printed one. I don't do the 3D printing myself. I get someone in to do that. Well, when I say someone in to do that, I don't, you know, I just get them online. You know, I'm not, you know. And yeah, we come across to the parking lot, and we've got a little gate that opens and shuts, and the little trucks and the little utes are Walthers, the trucks Walthers, the high rail diggers, die-cast miniatures, and then you got the locomotive over there. Well, that loco I won from JJ. Great Northern JJ. So that came all the way from the States. Jeez, this camera is shocking. And here we got a little area over the back here with some pallets that, you know, I say that the cat, like little Morty, doesn't get in here, but when he does get in here, he beelines it for that. So I had all them all nicely stacked up, but no. So we'll move the. If any of you guys want to see like anything in, you know, anything up really up close, let me know, and I can move in. Oh no, well, I've actually got a cotton belt hopper in the drawer here that I don't really bring out that often because I don't, you know, but now I should bring it out and use it all the time, shouldn't I, Jason? Oh, you're in Oklahoma City? Oh, very good. So yeah, just as you can sort of see, I'm not into the weathering of the wagons at the moment, but and we'll come around. We've got the crane and the puddles that I still have to do and all that sort of stuff. My little controller, that's all controls everything. That's really, really reliable. I'd highly recommend those if you are, you know, starting out or getting into it. Grab one of those. I did have one. What's going on there? So this is the carnage that gets caused. We've got some big tank car there. Yeah, look, I think I'm going back over this scene here, but hey, for those people that haven't seen it or stuff like that, and yeah, we go across to this building here. Now all these buildings can be taken off the layout. Case in point that. So if I ever have to work on them or anything like that, thanks Box Ride, I can work on them. Some people have probably seen that in the videos and stuff like that. We come across the MPA concrete. That's another building that can come out if you ever have to. Weathering on the conveyor there was done by the hairspray method, so it looks reasonably realistic, I would have thought. And then this here is just this is all scratch built. So see, that's just you've got look, this is close up, isn't it? This is like action shots, these. That's how I made the vents. This L styrene just on its side makes it look like vents. Just weathered it up a bit. Thank you, Jason. So it's just a sheet of styrene, and then you can see the door on the back there. So I've still got to glue it on and things like that. But see that there's little slots. So there's the slot down there. Yeah, just chuck it in there. I will double-sided tape on it when it comes to the time. Yeah, like I was saying, LED lights, that sort of stuff. Now we're coming back around here. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to... these little... not those in particular, but these. These are the little Athearn. I wouldn't call them blue box, but I would call them like the same era as sort of the early Athearn stuff. It comes in like the old staple bag. But it they turn out to be really, really nice kits. So this one in particular is a Hyundai one. They're really nice. Even like the tread on the tyres is nice. I didn't sort of expect that because I didn't see it in the bag, but no, they are kits. Kits, Jason. So I got to fit the tyres onto the rims and all that sort of stuff on there. The back, well, you know, when I say it's a kit, it's very, very basic. You've got the back bit with the mud flaps attaches, and then the assembly, the springs and that attaches to the chassis. And it's quite ingenious how these landing legs are just in a slide-in sort of grooves. So if you ever wanted to use it actually in service, you could just take the legs out of it. So, and as opposed to the, you know, they're not as detailed as, I think these are the Walthers ones, or the Athearn ones. I can't remember now. But there, these are really nicely detailed as well. So, but like I was saying, if you ever see those almost ready to roll, yeah, almost. But if you do see them, I'd suggest you pick them up. Well, I picked them up anyway. These containers here, these are actually like Markland containers. For all focus. You know, so look at the detail on that. That's, you know, that's right up there. I mean, for the price I pay for them. Yeah, I'd never seen them from Athearn either, Jason. And they were like really good deal at the train show I went to at the start of last month. I should have got more, but I'll just have to go back next year and get some more. So, I mean, it's not really a area to put like heaps of trailers like this, but like I was saying, this area is going to be the corn strip area. People have just popped onto the chat there, so that's what that area is going to be. 9 watching and 5 likes. Thanks everybody for coming along. I haven't done a live in a long, long time, so this is a treat. And then we come into the end of the layout here. Like I was saying about that area there, I'll put a piece of a abandoned track in there. And we come in here. We've got our little puddles. They'll still have to be, you know, jazzed up and painted up. This was just a base layer of stuff going through and just trying them out. So they're pretty easy to make. You can probably see how I made them. It's just sheet styrene, clear styrene, and just glued in with some tacky glue. Yeah, and I'll just come around the outside and paint them a bit better. Thanks, Jason. Go close up there of how it's sort of done. Little deraillers, so they're tiny. They actually work. Oh, that's good. The good old dishes, eh? The ground base layer is tile grout, and I've got a little bit of woodland scenics, like a gravel road sort of stuff on there. And so yeah, yes, Scott, dishes. And as people, guys, for those that don't know, Scott in the chat is my brother. So that's just a in-joke between me and my brother about when we were growing up. Dad used to always have a thing about doing the dishes, and as you know, 30 years later or however long later, we're still going on about it. Still cracks us up, but hey. So this hard standing here, it's, if I press it down, that's that EVO foam, or I think in the States it's called Silly Winks or Silly Foam. I know that modeler, the modeler Robert Todd, he uses it quite a bit on his, is it Des Moines? Probably murdered that, you know, thing, but he had the transfer railway. And I've used that in the same sort of way. It's just PVA down, and very easy to use, very easy. And then you just lay it on top of the rails and then just push it down, and it leaves an indentation, and you just go in there and cut it and lay it in the tracks. Inside area is done with double-sided tape, so if I ever need to get at it, I can rip it up. And then to paint it, I just yeah, it's good, isn't it? Box ride. And then I just paint it. I just do crisscrosses like Bob Ross does. And then you go down, and you got the wallers area at the bit there, but you can sort of still see this whole building here can come off as well. I have been asked a couple of times how I managed to paint it to look like that. What I do is I paint it the grey Tamiya primer, and then I come back across. I've got, yeah, I need happy little trees and happy little bushes and all that, and all the different colours. Yeah, you know, sometimes I go on YouTube and binge watch him. He's pretty good. When we're getting into the shadows here, I get the burnt umber or black, and I just go around the corners, just around the whole outside of them, just to create like the illusion of shadows where there is no shadows. And then I'll come back along, and I'll do figure of eights with varying greys. So I'll put a little bit of grey in my airbrush, and I'll do figure of eight. Then I won't wash the airbrush out. I'll put more grey in it of a different colour and do another figure of eight. And that keeps the randomness of it. I mean, it doesn't look that random at the moment, but up close it does look random. A little bit of airbrushing on the top of the roof there. But yeah, this is just the what's it? It's red wing milling. So I think just about every person I've seen has got this on their layout. Just about every person. I'm not saying everybody has, but it's a good kit to modify. I mean, you know, I've still got bits and pieces I could use in other areas. The windows are just when I try and get colours done, I try and choose the mute colours. So most of the time it's the see, all this sort of stuff comes off. The Japanese defence stuff, just mute colours, because you look in real life, it's all sort of muted. So I'll spin you back around, and I will go put you back over here. So yeah, I did have a light over there, but I've stolen the light for the other area. So we'll spin you around and then see if there's got any questions or anything like that. Sorry, I hope I haven't made anybody sick by spinning you around. No, it just runs pretty reliably, so I'm pretty happy with that. When it comes to scenery, I only use sort of like 3 scenery. Oh, that's bright. I use 3 scenery things. 2 types of static grass, and then some tufts and some bits and pieces. Yeah, there's in a spare bedroom, 3-bedroom house. This bedroom originally had my wife's sewing stuff in it, which you can sort of see over the back there. So she's sort of gone to the other bedroom, I'll go into this bedroom, so works out quite good. The original plan was, because I had that door there, that's where all her fabric was, which is that stuff there, and I had to be able to get into it, so I sort of said, you know, go into the other room, it'll be much better for you, and more light and all that sort of good stuff. And then she vacated, and I managed to make all this sort of area, so that was quite good of her to do that. And so that's what that is all Next project, Jason will be getting that all finished. Over the Christmas break, I'll be getting, well, not all finished, but you know, get all the buildings and stuff in there and things like that. So I'll be that's the next project in there. So if I had a tape measure, I'd be able to measure how big it is. Hold up. So it just goes to show you don't have to have, you know, acres of room to do stuff. So let's have a measure up, eh? What do you want it? Do you want it in? So it's 2060, just over 2 metres, by, oh, we're living dangerously here, all for the, and that's just 3 metres 330. It's like I'm fishing, eh? Not without a tape measure. And then, so I hope you're writing these down. And this bit here across the door, 2 metres 33. So it sort of gives an idea of the size of the layout. And here, that's a foot. So it's not, you know, it gives an idea of the size of the layout. Okay, so there, Jason. So yeah, that gives you an idea. So I've just done something with my thumb. Any other sort of questions anybody's got or anything like that? When it comes to the running of the railway, you know, I get all the bits and bits. I do run the. Oh, okay, Daryl, how are you? Thanks for popping in and joining the stream. Just like a little pop-up stream. Just I haven't been live in a long time, so I thought I'd come on. See how we're getting on. See how it's progressing. So it's starting to come together now. You know, ages ago I never thought I'd extend the layout. I thought, oh, that'll be the end of it, just that little bit at the end there, but no. It should work out all right. All the like I keep saying, all the modules are on piano stand. So if you see my community tab on my page, pretty sure I put it on there. Yeah, I must have. And it just all dowels and just slides out. You can work your way around it. I had to work my way around it there this week. Put that back seat on. It's very, very light. Like, they are incredibly light. Like you saw how I put the other bit up, and it's yeah, I don't know why YouTube's changed it like that. Like, sometimes I'll go into live streams, I'll say Willowcreek, and then sometimes I'll say BM Coleman, and if you don't know, you know, these people's names, it's like, you sort of got to reintroduce yourself again and things like that, which is, it's just like, why do they muck around with things like that? But, so I have a bit of inside information. I have been asked invited to take part of this layout to a train show next year. So I'm actually looking at, I haven't made up my mind yet. I know what parts I want to take. It won't be the major parts. It won't be Scott Street, and it won't be the Main Street yard. Scott Street's just in front of me. Won't be that. It'll probably be the sand and gravel plant and that, and then I'll just make a little module and join them together, because it's just, you know, even though I say it's modular, yeah, that's light, That's light. This is not. That's made out of 18mm MDF. So I don't know what I was thinking doing that. But it's not going to move. Majority would. Yeah, it would fit in my car. Though the short bits would. Definitely. And the place that's doing the train show is... see, I don't know, it's probably about 14k away from me. But I'm still sort of undecided on it because it really needs 2 people to run it if it was going to a show, because you'd sit here and it's all right here, I can just sit here and switch for hours on end. But at a show, people want to see trains running and switching, and for doing that for 8 hours straight or however long the train show is, without stopping and talking to people. I mean, you can talk and do another thing at a time, but just want to sort of give people, they either want to see the trains running or want to give them my attention, like talking to them and discussing about questions that they have about the layout and things like that. So yeah, bathroom and food breaks, yeah. So, and being just forward and back switching layout, I mean, I can't exactly just stop and just, because otherwise people are just going to walk past, aren't they? I would walk past if there was nothing sort of really happening, and I'm not into animation or anything like that, so there'll be nothing to keep them occupied while I'm away doing that. But we're still undecided on that there, so but we'll see what happens. But no, it's the track is code 100. All the points are Pico. They're either medium or short radiuses, just purely for the space, and they look perfectly fine. No problems with them whatsoever. So yeah, if anybody's got, excuse me, fire away some questions. You want to see anything in particular more? So that's we're getting to the start of the winter. It's May. It's the May train show in New Zealand. So it'll be starting to get a little bit colder. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's part of the appeal of the train shows. Of the people with the cold weather, they want to get inside and out of the cold and do something with their families and bits and pieces. I mean, yeah, no, and if you haven't got good AC in the middle of summer, you're going to be cooking sitting in a room with all those people. Yeah, well, I'm pretty like I always keep the curtains shut in here. Sort of try and keep the heat out. I mean, where I live in New Zealand, it's not exactly the hottest anyway, but it can get very, very cold. So I'm sort of compensated for a little bit of that in the corners and bits and pieces. Spliced soldered all the rail joiners. There's only one set of rail joiners on that corner, just so it doesn't move and carry on. Amherst in January. I wouldn't mind going to, one day they'll be on my bucket list going to somewhere like that. You see these YouTube videos and things about going to Amherst or what's the other one? Is it Spring Creek? It's probably the same thing. Might not be. But yeah. But it's such a journey from New Zealand to America. That sort of that's the bad part about it. We're so far away from all these big shows, but that's all right. So there's not really much else I can sort of say. I mean, just like thank all the subscribers and stuff for the amount of subscribers I got. I never thought I'd get to 100, let alone just over 400. It seems to be going quite good. I mean, it's hard for me to make content without feeling like it could be boring for other people, because what I find interesting might be boring for other people and stuff like that. So it's hard for me to sort of make some content, but I think everybody's sort of interested in construction and bits and pieces of the layout. I do like making the buildings more than I do like actually operating the layout. I mean, it's good fun. Like I can sit here, like I said, for hours and operate it, but making the buildings and stuff, I really enjoy doing that. I hate electrics. I absolutely hate it. So it's very simple wiring, and that's what that's all about. Everything's going to be simple. Well, that's good, Randall. I think I saw a live stream a couple of weeks ago of you dismantling a layout, train. Was it a club layout, or it looked like a Fremo sort of layout? Yeah, it's going to be yeah, interesting. Like, it's coming into summer now over here, so I'll still be in here doing the work and bits and pieces, but it may slow down, it may not, but I still enjoy it quite a bit. Oh, what's happened there? Someone's knocked my bin over. But yeah, like I said, sirens. Yeah, so anybody got any other mid-80s? It was warm here too, but it's, you know, when I say it's warm, it's getting into the 20 degrees. You know, it's warm for us. It's quite warm. Yeah, Scott, you'll be getting super hot there. And in Perth. But unplug him. Chuck him back over there. So if there's no further questions, what I can do is I'll spin you around, and I'll show you how simple it is to pack this monstrosity up. So yeah. Oh yeah, another thing. This one over the door, this sits on it's a dowel system, obviously. So you got a dowel and you got a hole in the corresponding at the bottom of the baseboard. That just sticks in there. That holds the baseboard up at that end. That one there was for Short Street Yard, which I no longer use. Well, no longer use the dowel. So we've got a fancy box here. So we just take this out without rhyme or reason. Oh, carefully. Oh, it's all go outside. We go. Put him back to where he came from. And the next time. Oh. And then just a matter of taking it down. It's not incredibly hard. Just take that off there. That off there. So see the other side of it. See? It's incredibly light. So that's what that is. Excuse me, put that back over there. And then you see my dowel system here. Goes like that. And then before we get too carried away, we just chuck this on. Because trust me, it saved me. There we go. It has saved me. Oh, thanks, Randall. Yeah, it is sturdy. Yep, she's very, very sturdy. Like, it still has to be light, but has to be sturdy at the same time. But hey, I want to thank everybody for popping on the. It's going close to an hour now, so thank everybody for popping in on the stream. Like I said, it's like a little pop-up stream. So I hope you've hope that's answered a few questions, given you some inspiration, giving you some ideas, things like that. So I'll stop this now and I'll carry on my next project, or we'll see what's going to be happening for the rest of the day. But thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for all the subscribers. Thanks for all the support. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks everyone.